Have you felt like life is testing you lately? Does it feel like just, one more thing keeps popping up every time you feel like, oh, I've got this to-do list done? And do you keep catching yourself saying something to the effect of, I'll be happy when, or I'll have it all when? But that day keeps seeming like it's farther and farther away. Have you ever heard that saying that to show up as the person you want to be in a month? Maybe it's time to rearrange our priorities in our minds. All right, I'm Sage. I'm a growth coach, and the topic today is maybe you aren't being tested. Maybe you are getting an opportunity to practice who you say you are. So why is it important to practice who you say you are, who you want to be? Well, practice keeps you aligned with your intention. Maybe you haven't figured out all of the details yet, but if you keep putting your focus into your intention and then acting as if, you'll get there. And our cells actually have a memory. So if you can envision yourself in a new light, keep practicing as many of the components of that as you can, and then this starts creating that reality in your cells. And finally, integrity is very important in this life. So we want to really practice who we're, trying to present ourselves to be. Here's a couple quotes. True belonging doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. Brené Brown. Gosh, she's good. And maybe the universe isn't really testing you. Maybe it's giving you an opportunity to practice who you say you are. That one's unknown, and that's who this video is based off of. So, how good of a job do you do at practicing who you really want to show up as? And how could you, get to the point where you can do an even better job at that? All right, I got 3 for you. 3 ways to practice being the best version of you. So number 1 is intention, which we discussed a little bit earlier. You want to set your intention for the day and the moment, and then choose to actually show up as you intend to. Okay? It clicks something up here in your brain where you're like, oh, I intended that, and then I followed through. Okay? You get this self-confidence that lifts you up. Number 2, ask yourself questions. So how does this best version of me show up? And how does that version of me communicate? And how do they complement? And how do they practice gratitude? And then start actually doing those behaviors. Create it in here and in here until it starts laying itself out for you. And then reflect and have gratitude. How did you do at becoming your best self today? What did you do well that you could celebrate right now? And what could you do better tomorrow? And set intentions for that. All right, so circling around, maybe you aren't being tested. Maybe you're getting an opportunity to practice who you say you are. So which one of those tips that I discussed, feels like it resonates with you? Okay, here's your intention for today. I welcome every opportunity that is presented to me to show up as my best self. Whew. All right, you need some help figuring out how to live as your best self? Book appointment. I've got you. I will walk beside you and stand there with you and listen and facilitate until you create exactly who you want that to be. Just go to my website, growingsagejourney.com, or keep watching videos at Sage Robinson Miller on YouTube to get inspiration. And I'll see you next time. Love you.